The desert sun shone over the camp of Israel as something historic was happening. For the first time, the tabernacle, God's holy dwelling place among his people, was ready for worship. The priests had been chosen. The altar had been prepared. The sacrifices had begun. At the center of it all stood Aaron, the high priest, and beside him were his sons, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Nadab and Abihu were not ordinary men. They were priests chosen by God, leaders in Israel's worship. They had even seen God's glory on Mount Sinai. Exodus 24:9-11. Few people in history had experienced something like that. Everything about their role required careful obedience. God had given very specific instructions about how worship should be done, especially about the fire used for burning incense. But one day, something went terribly wrong. A dangerous decision. The Bible says, Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, each took his censer, put fire in it, and added incense. And they offered an authorized fire before the Lord, contrary to his command. Leviticus 10:1. The fire they used was called strange fire or unauthorized fire. This means they did something God had not commanded. We are not told exactly why they did it, but many believe they may have acted carelessly. They may have ignored God's instructions. They may have tried to worship in their own way instead of God's way. Some think they may even have been drunk, since later in the chapter God warns priests not to drink wine before serving. Leviticus 10:8-9. Whatever the reason, they approached a holy God without obedience. And then something terrifying happened. Fire from the Lord. The next verse is short but powerful. So fire came out from the presence of the Lord and consumed them, and they died before the Lord. Leviticus 10:2. The same God who had just shown his glory and accepted sacrifices with fire. Leviticus 9:20. For now sent fire of judgment. Nadab and Abihu died instantly, in front of the tabernacle, in front of the people, in front of their father, Aaron. The celebration of worship suddenly became a moment of fear and silence. Aaron's silent grief. Moses spoke to Aaron and explained what had happened. Among those who approach me I will be proved holy. In the sight of all the people I will be honored. Aaron said nothing. The Bible simply says, Aaron remained silent. His sons' bodies were carried outside the camp. The priests who remained were told to continue serving God faithfully. Worship would continue, but now everyone understood something deeply important. The meaning of the story. This story can feel shocking, but it reveals a powerful truth about God. God is loving, but he is also holy. Nadab and Abihu were not punished because they were outsiders. They were punished because they were leaders who knew better. They had seen God's glory, heard God's commands, been chosen as priests, yet they still chose to approach God carelessly. The lesson was clear for Israel. God must be worshipped with reverence and obedience, not casually or on human terms. Final reflection. The fire that day taught Israel something they would never forget. God's presence is not ordinary. Worship is not casual. Holiness matters. Nadab and Abihu thought they could approach God their own way. But on that day, Israel learned it. God decides how he is to be worshipped,